Drop in the boom! Back in here on a Monday! Hottest show on the streets! Talking your Crimson Tide football news in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of Touchdown Alabama Magazine. Happy to have all of you in here checking out the show. On today, we bring you the show from the Magic City of Birmingham, streaming this to you via YouTube. Speaking of a channel, go ahead right now. You know what time it is. Hit that subscribe button. Stop all that you're doing. Hit subscribe right now. You make this your show, your network, platform, channel, space, avenue to talk Bama football. Also, don't forget to tap the like button one time. Hit that like button. Give us that thumbs up. Run those like levels up. Make this your place here to discuss your Crimson Tide. Trying to get this thing 50 likes out the gate right off to start the show here. Appreciate you guys tapping the like button. Also, all donations welcome and appreciated. The daily super chat go $100. Daily super chat go $100 right there. We appreciate you. Turn on all of those post notifications. Hit that little bell so that way you miss nothing when it comes to Tide football. We got some things to pop into as spring practice inching closer and closer in here. Normally starts that second week of March. But hearing some rumors that it may start March 20th this time around. But spring practice almost here. Coming in here. And we want to hear from you tonight. The incredible fans of Bama football. You can do this by calling 205-448-1358. The number to let your voice be made known. 205-448-1358. And one more time. 205-448-1358. Want to hear from you. And so we pop into the first topic of conversation. This one, Alabama football hungry, seriously hungry to get back to the college football playoff national championship and win it all, especially after the last 2 years. You watch Kirby Smart and Georgia go back-to-back national championships. But right now, the Crimson Tide is in its fourth quarter program, the offseason program. And you're already starting to see the new coaching hires on staff. They're bringing fresh energy. They're bringing fresh fire. They're bringing fresh motivation. Like, the players look crunk. They look turned up. They look excited. Like, the zeal, the enthusiasm. Like, it just looked like these guys are ready to get after it. Ready to get after it in the offseason program. And you look at Austin Armstrong, Tommy Rees, Kevin Steele, all these on-field coaches, and then you got Clinton Dix, former Alabama safety, 2013 consensus All-American and first team All-SEC selection. Also, two-time BCS national champion 2011 and 2012. That Clinton Dix, the director of player development, and all of these guys are taking part here in the fourth quarter program, encouraging guys, motivating guys, barking at guys, bringing that toughness, that energy, that motivation to the table. And this is awesome. This is really awesome because you've got an Alabama linebacker in Jihad Campbell who's entering his second year in the program. He's already talking about, hey, we're coming after everything next year. And by we're, he's referring to Alabama, he's referring to Crimson Tide football. Jihad Campbell saying, we're coming after everything next season. After not making the playoff, after not winning an SEC title, after not taking home a national championship, Jihad Campbell, he's voicing this, but I'm pretty sure everybody else is having the same sentiment. We're coming after everything next season. Big words that are coming from Campbell. And if you just watch this video of a guy who's going through the fourth quarter program, I mean, look at the energy. Guys doing push-ups, rolling around, Having that unison, the Bama fourth quarter shirt on. You got guys like Kool-Aid McKinstry, Jaheim Otis in here, Jahad Campbell shown on the screen. A few offensive linemen here, Jermaine Burton going through drills. Like all of these guys are working. Clinton Dix, coaching guys, pushing guys, through motivating guys. You got Coleman Hutzler right there. You've got Kevin Steele, who will show up here in the clip. I mean, these guys are working. These guys, there's Kevin Steele. These guys are flat out working. And just at the end, the camaraderie, the excitement, the togetherness, the energy, the rah-rah, like, they're ready to get after it. These guys are ready to get after it. And we didn't see much of this, if this at all, last year. We didn't see that. We didn't see much of this at all in 2021. We had a lot of guys that were about self, being mine, NIL, not buying in. Now it looks like a lot of these 2023 freshmen, they're in here bought in. Guys that are back as veteran guys, they're bought in. You let go of Bill O'Brien and Pete Golden, you bring in Tommy Reese, Kevin Steele, they're bought in. You bring in Austin Armstrong, and then you invest back in your program by getting players and marquee support staff roles, Clinton Dix. Everybody's locked in. Now, I get it, the offseason program is just starting. I get it. But this is good to see. Players focused, players disciplined, players grinding, players energetic, they're motivated, they're bought in. Coach is right there with them, getting the best out of them. That's what we want next season. That's what we want to see in spring ball. This is good right here for Coach Saban. This is good right here for Alabama football. We're going to take our first break here, folks, from the show. Don't touch that dial. Just getting you started. When we come back, we're going to go to the phone lines. We're going to grab your calls, your thoughts, your conversations, how you feel. Line us up, man. We'll be back to the phone lines right after this.
Nine players have teamed up and released the Alabama Team Paper, which is a video yearbook they've put out for sale direct to fans. Now, for the first time, small dollar purchases from the fans can support the players as a group as well as a great cause, because $1 of every subscription payment is donated to the Boys and Girls Club of America. Be a 5-star fan base and support your team and a great cause with Team Paper. Check it out at teampaper.com/Alabama.
Remember the taste of Grandma's delicious sweets? Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes brings back those precious memories with just one bite. Each cake made from scratch. They make the perfect dessert to share with family and friends for any occasion, and ordering is easy. Visit Emily'sHeirloomPoundCakes.com. Click the online store and shop. Then pick up your fresh cake at the kitchen in downtown Homewood. Order yours online at Emily'sHeirloomPoundCakes.com. Emily's Heirloom Pound Cakes, making memories from scratch.
All right, folks, we're back into the action here from the break. Number one form for Crimson Tide football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Got the man Eli Walker in the production studio on a Monday. Getting that work week started off for you correctly. Continue tapping the like button. Hitting that subscribe button as well. Showing that support here, getting those like levels up, giving us that thumbs up right there. We appreciate that. All donations welcome and appreciated. The daily Super Chat Go, $100. Daily Super Chat Go, $100 right there. We appreciate the support coming from you. We go to the phone lines to grab your calls. The call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Do we got Jimmy Pruitt there, or Alabama's going to get him later on in the months?
Well, Bama's got the defensive coordinator in Kevin Steele, but what I'm hearing on Jeremy Pruitt, I think it's going to be one of those things where he just shows up as an analyst ready to work. Right now, what I've been hearing is it's going to be closer to August 1st when he should arrive at the program. So I don't think that'll be announced. I think that'll be one of those things where Pruitt just shows up on campus as an analyst ready to prepare and work.
Okay. Do we still get Freddie Roach still there?
Freddie Roach is still there. He's there as a defensive line coach. He has not moved anywhere.
Okay, because I know he was targeted just to leave Alabama and just go to another team.
Well, Freddie Roach, as of right now, he's still with the Crimson Tide. He's still employed. He's still under contract, so there hasn't been anything out there in the opening about Freddie Roach leaving or Freddie Roach going somewhere. So as far as I know, he is still coaching the Tide defensive line.
Okay, I was kind of, huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah. And when I'm going.
We kind of lost him right there. Hey, we lost that call right there. But yeah, Freddie Roach, as far as I know, still with Alabama's defensive line. He's still coaching D lineman right now. Jeremy Pruitt, like I said, I can see this as being one of those things where it's not announced. He just arrives ready to get to work, ready to be an analyst, ready to help out this defense in any way, shape, or form. But we take this call. You're live on the show. What's happening? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
Hi, my name's Bill. I live in Springville, Alabama. How are you?
Doing great. And yourself?
Good. I just got it on the show, so I missed some of the earlier callers. So just wanted a couple of thoughts about next year. Looking at the season, I mean, it's obviously Kool-Aid is getting a lot of publicity, and a lot of places think he's going to be the best cornerback in the country. And I mean, Alabama's had some great defensive backs the last few years, obviously since Saban's been there, so it's longer than a few years. But I just think he's so much better than some of the players we've had with a real aggressive defensive coordinator where he can just take one player away and he can, like similar to like a Dion when he was in the NFL, they could be so much more aggressive in other parts of their game defensively that this could really be a big year for the Alabama defense, where I think the last few years, the offense just, I know O'Brien gets killed down here sometimes, but I never really thought the offense was the problem. I just don't think they got enough stops, and I think they got soft in situations where they needed to stop people, and I'm really excited because I think defensively they're going to have a different mindset this year.
I'm really excited for Kevin Steele. I think what he brings as far as the toughness, as far as the aggressiveness, beating the guy in front of you, he's going to keep it simple. I think Alabama tried to be way too complex and complicated under the Pete Golding system to where guys were lost almost half the time. When you look at what you're going to have with Kevin Steele, he's going to keep it simple. He's going to keep it where you beat the guy in front of you, you play fast, you fly around the field, you be aggressive. And I agree with you on the topic of Kool-Aid. I think having a guy like Kevin Steele call the plays and then a second year with Travaris Robinson as the cornerbacks coach, I think would do great for Kool-Aid. He's got a chance to be, a first-round pick in the 2024 NFL draft. So this defense should be better. Hopefully it will, but should be better, absolutely.
One last thing. Like, when you see Kool-Aid when he's returning punts last year, do you ever think it goes through their mind? And I know that they have a lot of skilled players. Do you think it's ever gone through their mind to try and figure out how to get him the ball on the offensive side?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, any guy that plays defense, especially a skilled player, if they know they have a chance to take the ball to the house on special teams, then definitely a lot of those defensive players, that they'll come to Nick Saban and be like, hey, coach, can you put me on offense? The receivers aren't scoring touchdowns. Try me out there. Let me see what I can do. I mean, I even remember one spring where, Alabama was so low at the cornerback position, Saban experimented with Devontae Smith, a wide receiver at corner. So there have been some times where some defensive players that can do some things on special teams, they've gone to Saban and asked, can I play some offense? course, Saban says we're going to leave you right here where you are. But yes, they do ask the question.
Okay. Well, I'm excited about this year. I think people are overlooking us, and I think it's a good position for us to be in.
Oh, absolutely. This is going to be a good year. This is why I'm excited about spring football, getting back out there, spring practice, seeing what's going on, what's taking place. Who could be some young names, some young players, some freshmen that could crack into this rotation, because Bama just signed this top-rated class for 2023. Appreciate that call right there. Comment into the show. And everybody interacting, 205-448-1358. The number to call in to let your voice be heard, 205-448-1358. You can interact in the phone lines. You can interact in the super chat right there. Get your thoughts, get your questions right there on the YouTube channel. But cool comment, cool call topic here, Eli. So there's some new rules coming out, or some new rules being discussed by the NCAA in terms of making college football safer. I mean, among these rules, there was one where, you can't, no added timeout to ice the kicker. I think that was a new rule in there. There was a rule where if the pass is incomplete, the clock still runs. I guess they're working on shortening the game while trying to keep player safety. I know there's a lot of games that can go 3 and 4 hours long, but are we trying to shorten the game to 2 hours? I mean, I don't know. So there's a lot here from the NCAA when it comes down to these different rules that are trying to be enforced and in play. I'm all for player safety, absolutely. Especially when you look at concussions and different injuries. I'm all for player safety, absolutely. But at the same time, I mean, we still don't quite know what targeting truly is. Sometimes I still wonder what a catch is. Sometimes I even wonder if that's really truly pass interference. Because we don't see the rules called correctly across the board. I'm just saying. So we have the league implementing these rules to improve player safety, but also, I guess, cut down on the length of these games. We'll see if all of these are implemented and put in play. I just thought it was an interesting article that came out today on what the NCAA is doing. But we take our break right here, folks. When we get back, I'm going to dive into my top freshman enrollees that I see making a big splash in spring practice. We'll get into that after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
This is Matt Caddell, former Alabama wide receiver, and you're listening to In My Own Words with Stephen M. Smith with Touchdown Alabama Magazine. And I got 2 words to say, baby. Roll Tide.
All right, folks, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on the streets, talking your Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Gotta show some love to Real Talk with that 20. Got a donation in the super chats. Appreciate Real Talk right there. That daily super chat go $100, $100 daily. Super chat go. We appreciate you guys. All donations appreciated. Welcome to here. Continue tapping that like button. Hit subscribe as well. Don't miss nothing. Non-stop coverage in your Alabama football. But now, Eli, something that all fans want to talk about. I mean, spring practice is coming quickly. Going to have it, in March, more than likely the second week. And one of the favorite questions among Alabama fans, which freshman, which new guy is going to knock our socks off? Which new guy is going to wow us, impress us, make us go, you gotta put that guy on the field. Which new guy is going to have us feeling that way about them? Which new guy is going to have us feeling that way about them? Whether it's in the A-Day game, whether it's in scrimmages, spring practice itself, the notes that we get to read, practice, which young player, freshman, newcomer is going to make a big splash here in spring practice. And I got my 5 right here. So here are my 5. Here are my 5 in my opinion that I think are going to make a big splash here in spring practice. All these are freshmen. I look at defensive back Caleb Downs. I think he's a potential stud. I mean, when you walk on the field for the Sugar Bowl with Clinton Dix picking his brain, that bodes well for you. I like Caleb Downs. I like Caden Proctor. I think Caden Proctor is going to make a big impact on the offensive line. I like him. He's number 2. Number 3, Justice Haynes at running back. Keep your eyes on him. Enrolled early. Got a lot of talent. Got a lot of tools. That can play. Big James Smith from Carver High School in Montgomery. U.S. Alabama Nation down to the wire for signing day. Kept saying, is Bama going to get Big James Smith? Is James Smith coming? Is Bama going to get Big James? Well, Bama got Big James Smith. He's the guy I'm looking at right here. Last but not least, Jalen Hale, wide receiver from Texas. He's kind of interesting to me. We'll start this thing off with Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs out of Georgia, state championship, 5-star guy. According to our own Justin Smith, the director of scouting and recruiting for TDA, the best player all around he saw in this recruiting cycle. Caleb Downs can flat play. He can flat play. It's going to be interesting, Eli, to see where he is, though, in the secondary. Will he line up at star? Will he line up at safety? That's going to be interesting. To see where is he in relation to the Alabama secondary, because he's going to look to start. He's going to look to get on the field and start and create some type of massive impact. So, will he end up at star and nickel? Will he end up at safety? That's going to be the big question right there. But he can cover, run, hit, and tackle, and play. Caleb Downs, number 1. Number 2, Caden Proctor. I think he has a big role on this offensive line. And to me, I think he starts off his career as an offensive guard. I know he's a tackle at 6'7", 330 pounds. I know he's a tackle. I get that. He's a tackle. But Alabama took Evan Neal, who was a big tackle, started him off as a guard. Bama took big Alex Leatherwood, tackle, started off as a guard. Bama, even last year, Tyler Booker came as a tackle. Where did he start? As a guard. So here comes Caden Proctor. I think he starts off as a guard. He'll eventually kick back out to his natural position of tackle. But Saban loves for his guys to be diverse, versatility, flexible depth. He likes that type of thing. Make you more marketable down the road for the NFL. Saban likes that type of thing. So Caden Proctor, watch him. Offensive guard, though, start his career. I think he's a nasty run blocker. Good in pass protection. Really good in pass protection. Caden Proctor, number 2. Number 3, Justice Haynes. I know Alabama's got a stacked running back room. Chase McClellan, he's back. I know. Roydell Williams is back. I know. Jamarian, but now Jam Miller is back. I know. But Justice Haynes, when you look at this kid right here, this young man right here, Georgia legacy out of Buford High School, over 7,000 career rushing yards, 95 touchdowns. This guy's got vision, speed, power, burst, explosiveness, hands at the backfield, can return kicks and punts on special teams. And not to mention, he can hurdle. He can hurdle. So just adding that in there. Guy can play. We've seen so many freshman running backs get early playing time in the Nick Saban era and prove to be great. Prove to be showstoppers. Your eyes on Justice Haynes. Could very well be the next showstopper. He's number 3. Number 4, we're going to go with a defensive line. We're going to pick up big James Smith. I think potentially he can be the second bully joining Jaheim Otis. We all saw Jaheim Otis, former 4-star from Columbia, Mississippi, in last year's class. How he reset the opposing team's offensive line. How he reset the line of scrimmage every time. Jaheim Otis was a man-child. The reason why he made the All-SEC team. Jaheim Otis, who was over 400 pounds, he has dropped his weight all the way down to 348. You talk about commitment. Something. Committed. He's a bully. But Otis needs help. He needs another bully with him. Enter James Smith, Carver High School. Our own Justin Smith mentioned, hey, this guy was a bully. Aggressive in high school. One of the nastiest defensive linemen. Not the nastiest defensive lineman he saw on the recruiting trail. And James Smith, here early. Going to be very intriguing. How much of a push will he make getting on the field? He can play. That play. Last but not least here, and this is the wild card, Jalen Hale. He's from Texas. The last wide receiver from Texas that became special, y'all know him as Jalen Waddle. Came out of Houston. Jalen Hale's from Texas. 6'1", about 185 pounds. Now, I get it, Alabama's got a stacked wide receiver. Stacked. Jermaine Burton, Ja'Cory Brooks, Kobe Prentice, Isaiah Bond, Kendrick Law, Shaz Preston. Stacked. And then you got young guys in there. You got enrollees in there with Malik Benson as a transfer. JUCO. Cole Adams. Jaron Hale. Or Jaron Hamilton, Jalen Hale. But I think Jalen Hale is very intriguing to me. How quickly can he come in here and impress fast? Because at some of these positions, you just got to pop fast. And I mentioned Saban stockpiles talent at running back, wide receiver, defensive back, and linebacker. He does it to a quarterback, as we're seeing this. But the 4 positions that Saban typically hits a stud on, running back, wide receiver, defensive back, and linebacker. And if you're trying to be a huge factor, you got to pop quick at one of those 4 positions, or all 4. You got to pop fast. For Jalen Hale, how fast can he pop? He's intriguing to me. I like the speed, I like the size, the length, the catching ability. He can play on the ground, he can play in the air. I like all of these things, ingredients about him. How quickly can he pop in a loaded receiver room? It's going to be fun to watch that, brother. Those are my 5 guys. Those are my 5 guys. Caleb Downs, Caden Proctor, Justice Haynes, James Smith, Jalen Hale. Get ready for spring football, baby. We're going to take our next break here, folks. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we return to the phone lines. We grab your calls, your thoughts, your interactions. Line us up. We'll get to you after this.
Every sports fan deserves the proper representation. Whitwell Sports introduces to you the Title Towel. Wave that Title Towel in the air like you just don't care. In support of Nick Saban and the Alabama Crimson Tide. Only $9.99 and it lasts a lifetime. Head on over to whitwellsports.com and get your Title Towel today. Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide.
All right, baby, we're back into the action from the break. Hottest show on these streets, talking Bama football news. In my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Guys, shout out Stephen Burton with that $5 donation in the Super Chats. Appreciate Mr. Burton right there helping us out on the show. Continue to tap the like button, though. Hit that thumbs up. Give us that like right there on the show. Subscribe as well. To all your friends, family members, diehard fans, casual fans, to get locked on the right ear. Talking your Bama football. Appreciate all of that right there. We're going to go to the phone lines to grab your calls. Call segment brought to you by the Blue Wrench Gang, 205-448-1358. Number to call in, 205-448-1358. We grab this call. You're live on the show. What's going on? How we feeling? State your name and where you calling from.
I'm on.
You're live on the show.
All righty. My name is Tim, and I just wanted to say something real quick. Try not to take too much time here because I know other people are going to be on the line. I just really wanted to say, man, I'm feeling really confident about this year coming into this football season with Alabama. And I got a good feeling that we're going to win it all. We're going to win all out. And I trust in Nick Saban, especially the coordinators we got. And I just wanted to say that, man. I just feel real confident about it this year, man.
Go ahead.
The thing is, Tommy Rees, a lot of people are downgrading him, man. But this dude, he's a really good coordinator, man, from all the things that I've seen and read about. And, everybody's talking on Twitter crap about the coordinators he chose. But, I mean, you really look into him, Kevin Steele, he's got a couple of rings. But I'm really feeling confident.
I really like this coaching staff right here. And I know it took Saban a minute, Tim, to kind of put it all together. I know we were all waiting on when is it going to happen. But it's like you mentioned, if you really dive into what Saban wanted to do, Saban wanted to get back to having a strong power run game, build off of that with play action pass, and develop the new quarterback. And you're going to do that with Tommy Rees. Tommy Rees can develop quarterbacks. People forget he took an Ian Book, put him in the NFL. Ian Book was a former 3-star. He took a Jack Cohn, a transfer from Indiana, for Indiana. Jack Cohn had his best year in 2021 at Notre Dame. Even last year with Drew Pine, I knew Drew Pine got hurt, but before he got hurt, Tommy Rees was doing some big things with him. And if you look at this, Jalen Milroe has more talent than all three of those guys. So imagine if Tommy Rees can do what he did with less talent at Notre Dame. He's got way more talent at Alabama. If he can take Jalen Milroe and just slightly make him a more accurate thrower, oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah. And he's got he's got experience too, so then look at that. And I think more likely it'll be Jalen Milroe on the field.
It's gonna be a fun spring practice to watch this unfold. Appreciate TM there for that call, helping us out here on the show. I'm telling you, spring practice. This is the one spring where they gotta put us back on the field again as the media. And I understand that 2020, COVID hit big, and we couldn't get out there. I understand that protecting your health and how important that is, and it still is important. And in 2021, you couldn't get out there. 2022, you couldn't get out there. But this spring, we gotta get back out there to look at it, to watch it, to behold what's taking place on the practice field. I mean, Eli, to go to an Alabama practice, man, I'm just gonna explain it to you. It's a very cool thing, Eli. Go out for the practice and to watch Nick Saban just bark at people. I mean, it's fun. I'm gonna tell you, the funnest coach, the most into it coach, Eli, was Sal Sunseri. Like, Sal used to turn on a switch, and it used to be the funniest stuff. Like, the media was recording an outside linebacker drill one time. Sal was just like, if y'all don't put them cameras up. Like, huh? Hey, Sal been playing around, period. When Scott Cochran was in Alabama, oh, goodness, was he animated. That was fun stuff. Hopefully they can get us back out there. Call topic right here. Former Alabama quarterback, Bama legend, winningest quarterback in Alabama history, ended his career with a 36-4 record. Three-time national champion, two-time BCS national championship starting quarterback. None other than A.J. McCarron, showing the pros, the XFL, he can still play. He can still do it. He can still lead teams. He can still engineer comeback victories. Like, A.J. McCarron can still do this, y'all. I know he spent 9 years in the NFL. He bounced around. I still did not like how the Cincinnati Bengals did him, taking Andy Dalton over him. Andy Dalton. Anyway, I mean, A.J. XFL debut was Sunday. St. Louis Battlehawks against San Antonio. The Battlehawks struggled for much of that game, but A.J., when it was time to put the team on his back, fourth quarter, 2 big touchdown drives, 2 big touchdown passes. He had the Battlehawks to an 18-15 win. Very emotional in his press conference. Having that moment there with his kids. I mean, it was awesome. In the fourth quarter, McCarron went 11 for 14 passing for $133 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, the fourth quarter, he was ice money. Cold, hard cash was A.J. McCarron. I mean, A.J. in the fourth quarter was nationwide, All-State, and State Farm. He got you taken care of in the fourth. I'm just saying, he got you taken care of in the fourth quarter. He did that. Battlehawks got their first win of the season, the XFL. Kudos to A.J. Don't know who they play next. We'll look at that. I want to watch more of this XFL. It was fun watching that game. It's going to be fun watching the XFL, especially with the former Crimson Tide players involved. We're going to take our final break here on the show, folks. Don't touch that dial. When we get back, we wrap things up with a conversation on Mac Jones. Are the New England Patriots serious? Are they really taking call offer trades for Mac? Are they really trying to give up on Mac Jones this early? We'll talk about it after this.
Touchdown Alabama Magazine is Alabama football's premier publication. A subscription to Touchdown Alabama Magazine is the perfect gift for any Alabama fan. For exclusive news and information, recruiting updates, a free annual print magazine, and more, go to touchdownalabama.com and click join. Only $7.95 per month, or pay $74.95 for a full year subscription. That's a yearly saving of $20. Go to touchdownalabama.com today and roll Tide. Thank you for tuning in. Show your support right now by clicking that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button now and enable all notifications to make sure you don't ever miss any of the best Alabama football news, notes, and information right here on Touchdown Alabama.
All right, people, we're rocking and rolling here to the action. From the break, Hottest show on the streets, talking your Crimson Tide, football news, in my own words, yours truly, Stephen Smith of TDA. Remember, people, on tomorrow, streaming live on the TDA YouTube channel, 6 p.m. Central Time. We got the Bama Standard with Justin Riley, comedy legend Steve Brown, all SEC linebacker, and Bama legend Marvin Constant. Two-time national champion, USFL champion, Bo Scarborough, yours truly, Stephen Smith. We got the laughs, we got the comedy, we got the Bama legends on the show, the Bama Standard, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, here on TDA's YouTube channel. Check it out right there. But, Eli, I saw this post today. I saw this post that had me concerned. The New England Patriots are reportedly open to trading Mac Jones? Opening to taking trade calls for Mac Jones? I mean, a little early for that, isn't it? Like, this is a story right now that they're open to trade calls. And this is crazy because just in 2021, I mean, Mac was on top of the world in terms of rookies. He had the best rookie season of anybody that came out of that 2021 class. Remember, this was Mac Jones who set records. Rookie franchise records, 3,801 passing yards, right? 22 touchdowns. Made the top 100 NFL players list. Like, Mac was on the rise, right? So how you go from being on the rise to the next year, folks talking trade him? 2022 was not all on Mac. That was on Belichick. If you think about it. Matt Patricia has no offensive bone in his body. He's a defensive coach. Why do you make him the offensive coordinator? That's bad CEO and Bill Belichick. You know your personnel. You're supposed to be the GOAT of GOATs in terms of coaches. You're a 6-time Super Bowl champion, Belichick. You should know if the guy has no experience running offense, why do you make him the OC? And then, by the way, why do you have Joe Judge helping him? And Joe Judge don't know offense either. He a special teams guy. So you got the blind leading the blind, and they both left Mac Jones behind, and everybody fell in the ditch. I'm just saying, everybody fell in the ditch. You can't blame Mac for that. He excelled as a rookie because he had Josh McDaniels, who knows offense, who worked with Tom Brady all them years. You can't expect Mac to take a leap, and you don't even have an offensive mind coaching him. I mean, I understand it. So many people want the quarterback to overcome everything and be a star. But at some point, you got to say he's the guy off Castaway screaming to Wilson. And Wilson ain't even going to help him. At some point, you got to chalk it up to we did not set our guy up for success. Ain't no, well, he just couldn't pull everything. He just couldn't overcome it. At some point, you just got to say to yourself, we did not set our guy up for success. We got a defensive guy calling his offensive plays. We got an offensive line that can't block to save water. We got receivers that can't get open. The best option he's got is Hunter Henry at tight end. My bad, Kendrick Bourne is serviceable. I mean, you got Damian Harris running the football, but that's about it. And you're going to blame Mac for that? Really? Really? You're going to blame Mac for having a defensive guy calling offense. You're going to blame Mac for not having the best offensive line, period. You're going to blame Mac for not having quality receivers at all, except a tight end and Kendrick Bourne. I mean, Bill, you took Mac Jones, number 15 overall in the first round. You got to invest in him. You invest by going in the draft and getting a quarterback. Not getting a corner from a D3 school that nobody's ever heard of. Not getting like 5 blocking tight ends. Actually getting receivers that can help Mac Jones. Because, I mean, I saw this guy as a rookie tear it up in 2021. riding high, got you back to the playoffs at 10-7. He made the Pro Bowl. And then last year, it fell apart, but it was not his fault. And now you're looking at trading, taking trade calls? Really? 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 Is that what we're really doing right here? We're going to see this. I'm going to say this. If New England does this, all I'm going to say is New Orleans Saints, get on the phone. That's all I'm going to say. New Orleans Saints, get on the phone. Any other team, you have a quarterback, get on the phone because can't just sit there and put this on Mac when you had wrong person calling the offense. You don't have the offensive line you need. You don't have the receivers. Even a quarterback can only do so much. Well, folks, as always, you want the best in news, notes, entertainment, conversation, dialogue when it comes down to your Alabama football. You can get this by accessing the Touchdown Alabama Magazine app. Now, you download the app, the iPhone App Store. If you got the Rocket Team iPhone, Google Play Store, if you got the Android phone. For your audio needs, check us out, iTunes or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Spreaker, TuneIn Radio, Overcast.fm, or iHeartRadio. The good and gracious Lord sees fit. I'll try to be back on Wednesday, continuing the conversation that is Tide football. Remember, Bama fans, you can purchase individual copies of Touchdown Alabama magazine. Have those sent to your door. That link found in the description. If you're trying to get your hands on the fresh edition, print edition of TDA the magazine, you go. TouchdownAlabama.com and click join. Become a member or a subscriber today. Remember, Tide Nation on tomorrow, streaming right here at 6 p.m. Central Time on TDA's YouTube channel. We got the Bama Standard with Justin Riley, comedy legend Steve Brown, all SEC linebacker, and Bama legend Marvin Constant, two-time national champion, USFL champion Bo Scarborough, and yours truly, Stephen Smith. We're breaking it down for you tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time. Bama Standard right here. Y'all, shout out you, the outstanding fans of Bama football, all the calls, the love, the super chats, the likes, the donations. You making this your show, your network, your place to talk Tide football. Y'all, shout out my guy Eli Walker in the production studio, handling things from behind the scenes. Until next time, folks, husbands, love your wives. Wives appreciate, value those husbands. Children, you guys continue doing the right thing. Fun thing, smart thing, good thing, legitimate thing to not be bored there. You pick yourself up those 3 hearty meals a day, those 3 great laughs a day. You protect yourself. You protect the loved ones around you. Until next time, folks, I'm your man, Stephen M. Smith, and you've been listening. In my own words.